Yes, I was looking up. Apparently, Star Trek Adventures is like really going, like it's trending really hard right now. So I went to our accountant. Yeah, Alan Key. Apparently, he's really good at assembling groups of people together. So yeah, I went to Alan, and he got in contact with me with you guys, and I think we can really make a lot of money out of this. And
Dasj,
yeah, sorry.
Dasj,
Yeah.
we're rolling.
Oh, what did we get all that? Did they hear all that?
They heard all that.
Oh, well, thank goodness it isn't a live show then. Do we want to introduce our characters first? So, of course, I'm Bazag, the Almighty Q, Game Master. And Captain, why don't I get you to introduce yourself first?
Sure. Yeah, I'm RogueEnterprise, and I'm playing Commander Dasj Kylas.
Executive Officer, First Officer, your turn.
I am Don Burrito, and I am playing the First Officer, Commander Strith, Veteran Vulcan.
And Chief Medical Officer, who's that?
I'm Zorbane, I'm playing Dr. Mark Jansen, the Chief Medical Officer of the ship.
And Chief Engineer, who's that?
Hi, I'm Sir Boulevard, and I'm playing Lieutenant, soon to be Lieutenant Commander, Mazaka.
And I believe that remains one player, Goodwin, the pilot.
That is correct. I am the pilot of the Valkyrie, the dashing Lieutenant Kane out there. Yes,
so as Goodwin just said there, we're piloting the USS Valkyrie, an Akira-class starship that's just been made at Utopia Planitia and been sent to Narendra Station to help explore the Shackleton Expanse. There we go, we can pronounce it correctly that time. So, I believe, Captain, you've got a log entry?
I do. First officers, computer restart log recording. Captain's log, start date 48572.6. The Valkyrie has just arrived at Narendra Station, where it is receiving a final sensor system modification before we depart for the Shackleton Expanse. After a successful 3-week shakedown cruise from Utopia Planitia, it is with great pleasure that I can report the ship is finally ready for service and I have been given full command. For much of the Starfleet and even Klingon personnel here at the station, it's their first time seeing an Akira-class starship, and I can sense their awe and curiosity even through their outward professionalism. I hope that our exploration of the Expanse brings justification to their sentiment. All of my senior officers should be arriving at the station soon, and I've dispatched messages for them to meet me for a brief orientation at the station's bar tomorrow at 1400 hours. It's time to put the last pieces of the Valkyrie together.
So here we are at the Narendra Station. You've all received your notes. It's about 10 minutes prior to the 1400 when you're meant to meet the captain at the bar. So let's go and show the bar right now. And it's coming up on my page, but you players need to see it as well.
Do you like bars?
Yep, it's there.
That's a pretty bar.
It's a bar.
So, as you might tell, I'm using screenshots from Star Trek Online. Thank you to all the people at Star Trek Online. And yes, none of these are any of our work. So, yeah. So, who wants to enter the bar first?
I think they should all arrive at the same time.
You reckon?
I think so.
With
Except
one
for me.
exception. Yeah. My character will be arriving fashionably late because he's coming by runabout.
All right, so Rogue's character is already is actually not in this area, but he's in the bar. He's in the side room. So as you come together in this group, you look around, and the bartender directs you to the side room, a room where like there's meetings, just somewhere to host maybe a party or some kind of event.
Like a VIP table.
Yeah, pretty much a VIP table, and pardon the person with a phaser rifle on the back. I didn't get around to using demo cord for taking this shot, but this is basically the area that you find yourself in, just a side area of the bar. So you all meet. They're standing waiting for you. Is Captain Dasj Kylas.
Is everyone here at this point, even Zaka?
Mazaka, we'll say he's running late, so everyone but him will be there.
This is the first time we're all meeting, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time you're all meeting.
Okay. So since I am there, I will kind of just approach everyone and show everyone into the side room, and I think there's supposed to be somebody there taking drink orders too, Baz, right?
Yeah, there is. There'll be someone there. There's also a replicator that you can't quite see. If you wanted to get your rune as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, you know what? I'm from some backwards planet. I brought my own booze, real booze.
Good
Wow.
man.
It's 50 years old.
How does it look? It's like
It's green.
You have like a
Homemade.
flask. You have like a flask on you?
It's like a bottle.
Oh. So I just kind of gesture everyone for everyone to come in. I say, welcome, please come in. And I look at Dr. Jansen. I say, well, you certainly came prepared.
Yeah, well, I'm excited for this new position. My first chief medical officer position.
Does that drink have any medicinal purposes?
Maybe if I need to do surgery and there's no anesthetics available.
Well then, I kind of look around and count people that are there. I believe we're still waiting on one more person.
Yeah, it's.
So please grab a drink if you haven't.
It's at this point where Lieutenant Mzaka comes in.
He's just kind of. He looks like he's just been bolting it down the corridor. I'm so sorry.
Lieutenant, please come in and grab a drink, and have a seat if you would.
All right, I'll pour him a drink.
Oh, thank you. What is it?
It's whiskey. Have you had it before?
I think so. I don't usually drink much, unfortunately. It's okay. I'm not much of a drinker, I'm sad to say. But I could get used to this.
I kind of walk around to the head of the table and wait for everyone to kind of take their seats.
All right, well, I'll take my seat.
I take my seat too.
Nice to meet you guys.
It's
I
nice to meet you
stand
as well.
next to the table.
Okay. Fair enough. I just kind of look, but still have a nice friendly smile on my face.
So what is
Okay.
our first order of business, Commander?
Well, first of all, thank you all for meeting me here. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Commander Dasj Kylas, and I'll be your commanding officer on board the Valkyrie. I'll try to keep this brief, as the unknown Shackleton Expanse awaits both our ship and our expertise in mapping the unknown and making new allies of whatever alien species we meet there. I wanted to have you all meet one another and meet me before we boarded the ship for a reason. You'll find that being under my command means being both trusting and reliant upon one another. And once you set foot onto that starship, we begin working as a team, and don't stop being a team until the sector commander herself orders us apart. First, you should know, by the way, that I am Betazoid, and while I'm inherently aware of your surface level thoughts, I require my senior staff to advise me verbally or in writing, so that everyone remains on the same page with one another. To this end, I have a first assignment for everyone, and on the table next to me, I have what looks like kind of like a square plaque, and I pull it up, and sure enough, it's the commissioning plaque for the ship. And I continue. You'll see that this is the Valkyrie's plaque. It's very nice, if I say so myself, but it is missing something. And I point to the bottom of the plaque, and where there's usually the quote, "There's nothing." So when we finish our first mission out in the Expanse, I expect a suggestion from each of you for the quote that best fits this plaque that is so prominently visible on the bridge. This would be just like a crisis situation. Everyone can and will provide their input, but I will make the final decision. But before that happens, I want everyone to know why they were selected for this assignment. So, Commander Strith, for you, it's your long-standing expertise and tactical know-how that has me certain that you'll be one heck of an XO. Lieutenant Commander Rogueson, who I assume is there, Baz?
Yes, sorry, she is there. She's the, sorry, I forgot. She's the science officer, and I will be the GM controlling her. Sorry.
All right, I'm glad she's there. That would make my speech awkward. So, Lieutenant Commander Rogueson, your practical application of theoretical science will be key to understanding the mysteries that await us. And you, Dr. Jansen, your medical expertise in combining the best of both modern and classic medical techniques makes you needed, as we'll never know what medicinal approach will work out there. Lieutenant Trollnir, your history with precision flying has given me no doubt that you'll be making the Valkyrie perform maneuvers that it definitely wasn't designed to do, and will need every edge. And finally, Lieutenant Mzaka, please step forward to the front of the table with me.
Lieutenant Mizaka just kind of looks around, and he's kind of caught off guard. He stands up and he walks over. Captain, what this is about? Shouldn't the chief engineer be joining us?
At attention, please, Lieutenant.
Snaps to attention.
Lieutenant Mzaka is one of the... I'm addressing the rest of the group. Lieutenant Mzaka is one of the foremost authorities on the Akira-class project, having worked on the design team at Utopia Planitia. And I turn back to Mzaka. My apologies for my late request for your addition to the staff, but I think everyone here would agree that having someone who knows these Akira-class ships inside and out would be a significant advantage. But before you officially join the team, there's one minor issue, your rank. And I reach down, there's a box on the front of the table, and I pick it up and open it. And sure enough, there is a pip there, a black pip. And I continue, I say, as the very first official act as the captain of the USS Valkyrie, I hereby promote Mzaka Chiara to the rank of Lieutenant Commander with all the privileges and responsibilities thereof. Congratulations, and I come up to you and pin that pip right on your neck, right in front of everyone.
I clap.
Yeah, that would be a good time to clap.
All right. Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander. Got a basic glass.
Excellent.
I'm quite stunned. I wasn't aware this was going to be my assignment.
We're glad to have you with us, Lieutenant Commander. And I kind of give him a little friendly upper arm pat. Now, everyone, please enjoy yourselves and get some drinks. Report to the Valkyrie Bridge in time for departure at 1700. So that's 3 hours from now. And please, after our first mission, send me those suggestions for our plaques quote as soon as your duties will allow. And I kind of step away from the head of the table. Can I get anyone anything as I head to the replicator?
Water, room temperature.
I kind of just nod and think, very classically Vulcan as I order from the replicator. Get myself a synthale.
I'm good, thank you. I'm still trying to process this moment.
Okay.
So I'll hand a whiskey to the Vulcan. Like, hey, don't Vulcans drink?
Some Vulcans do. I do not. I prefer water.
Okay.
If I may interject, I believe that his species has been spared the supposed benefits of alcohol.
Well, maybe one day we will test that theory, but not today.
All right. I'll shrug and I'll just down his drink.
As I'll just kind of come up and just put the glass of water in front of Strith.
All right,
There
so
you go.
As you
Thank you,
do that,
Captain.
you start to hear a bit of a ruckus outside the door. There's some very loud, shouty Klingons out there.
How much can we see from where we're at?
You're in basically a separate room, so you can't really see much.
So, my character being Cation has keen hearing, so can I roll to see if I hear what's going on?
Yeah, you can. I suppose everyone can do a. Let's make it an insight security.
First roll of the game. So
Difficulty
exciting.
2. So everyone, we've all got character sheets here, and I'll just open Iris Rogueson's Lieutenant Commander Rogueson character sheet up. That's a bio for a moment, and we've got the attributes and focuses and values and all that. And talents, and that'll come in later in the game. But to roll, we just say click. In this case, it'll be insight. It's a task difficulty 2 task, so we type 2 in there, and we can select the discipline, which is in this case is security. There are ways to increase the number of dice, but usually it's start of base for 2.
Of which, in this case, my character does, because he's Cation. He gets a bonus d20 to that.
Okay. And
What a cheater.
And if there's applicable focus, which I do not believe anyone does, then they can select yes, otherwise it's no. So
I have a interpersonal conflict one. Would that apply?
No, this is more
Anything.
This is more about situational awareness than anything.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, so we have Lieutenant Commander Mazaka, Lieutenant Commander Rogueson, and the Captain Commander Dasj all
Sorry.
they do hear the Klingons. It's not violence, but it's loud, brash, and they're just basically yelling among each other. But there's an easy potential for there to start some kind of scene in the bar.
Ooh.
Oh dear.
So I'm gonna do anything with that?
Does it look like anyone's responding, like any station security or anything?
From like inside your like meeting hall room, the door's closed. You can't actually see.
Oh, the door's closed. I see.
This is all what you hear. But
I see.
you can go out and check up on what's happening.
All right. I say let me check and see what that is, and I put my drink down on the table, and kind of hopefully everyone else doesn't my senior officer meetup doesn't get messed up as I kind of go to the door and poke my head out and see what's going on out there.
Yeah, so the Klingons are come in. They've come to get some drinks and to relax. As you came in, you did notice that there was the IKS Mupwe. Thank you to Ceridium who helped me with the pronunciation for that, because I would have no idea how to pronounce that Klingon word without him. Which, it translates to the IKS Hammer, and they are one of the Klingon ships assigned to assist the Shackleton Expanse exploration here on the Rim Station. It seems too they have got some time for R&R here aboard.
All right. So as I look out, does it just look like they're just being rowdy?
At the moment there, but let me actually roll. Yeah, one of them spots you and calls out. You the Betazord captain for the Valkyrie.
I'm just kind of surprised he recognizes me, but I just kind of nod confidently and I say, "Yeah, who might you be?"
My name doesn't really matter. What matters is that how much of a warrior you are. Come and fight, so we can test your mettle.
Can we hear him say that?
Yes, it's quite loud. He's like,
Someone call security, please. Can't fight.
I look over at the first officer and I get up and I start walking to the door.
I just try and stall him as somebody hopefully comes to help me.
okay.
I step
Yeah,
forward.
I'm walking to you.
I step forward and
Sorry, go.
sorry. I step forward and place myself between my captain and the rowdy Klingon.
As for me, I turn my back to them and I suddenly tap my combat. Lieutenant Mazaka to station security. Instant in whatever the lounge's name is.
So I'm gonna try and
So, yeah,
oh, go ahead.
do
go ahead, guys.
a presence command roll to try and you want to stall them, or do you want to try and say we don't need to fight? Or what are you trying to do?
I kind of want to just stall him, but without like giving him ammo to be like you're a coward or something. Just be something to the effect of like I've got better things to do, like captain my ship besides fight you. So bugger off, kind of a thing.
All right. Just so you, Commander, you did get an extra momentum from having 3 successes on the first task. This will be a difficulty 3 task. So if you want to use that momentum for that, you're welcome to. Otherwise, you can just roll the difficulty 3 task.
Okay, I think so momentum gives you an extra d20, right?
Yes. In this
Okay,
game.
and it's difficulty 3?
Difficulty 3.
Ooh, it's gonna be awkward. I'm doing it anyway, though. Let's see, command.
These Klingons are spoiling for a fight.
So does resolving interpersonal conflicts work here for focus?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to allow that one.
Okay, sweet. I'm rolling.
Wow, you
Oh,
got
snap.
I believe in you.
Nice.
it.
Way to
You
go,
got 5 successes on that one. So you got 2 crits. So you can store those momentum. There's a maximum of 6 momentum that people can have saved up.
How much does he get to store from that?
2.
2.
Which
I think
is
that's
really good to
team's
start.
momentum, right?
Sorry?
Is this a team's momentum?
Yeah, this is a
Momentum
team's
is based
group
on team,
pool
right?
that anyone can use at the moment.
So should we all put that on each of our sheets?
Yeah, if you could, everyone
Okay.
have 2. If you get momentum in a roll, you can spend it immediately. Like Zorbane had put together like a list of some of the things you can use in a roll on it, or you could store it up for group pool to be saved later. Just a warning: whenever we change scenes, quote unquote, you will lose momentum. So using them is if you can is a good idea. You generally you do get a lot of momentum can generate. And speaking of that, I do have my own version of Momentum. As the GM, it's called Threat. And at the moment, because a certain Commander Strith, has the phaser rifle, I've got 10 threat to start with. 12 threat, sorry.
Whoa!
Lovely.
That's a big number.
2 for each player,
It's a good,
and
it's a good
another
backbone for
2
security.
for the phaser rifle. So
All right.
that's what my current threat is.
Around the bar.
Oh boy. All right, so but I stall them long enough or
Yeah,
something?
you store them long enough. Security doesn't come in, but it's their captain. I actually need to load up this. Sorry, Captain. It's Captain Akul, Klingon, the Klingon in command. He scowls at his forces, and says, "Incompetent fools, you are causing a scene and are acting in a dishonorable manner." And that actually gets the Klingons to calm down and not, stop.
Stop being giant dicks.
Stop challenging you. Spoiling for a fight anyway.
Are they watching us still, or they stopped caring about us?
They're looking at the captain, and the captain starts to leave, and they seem to quiet down. They're talking amongst themselves, focusing on their own personal dynamics.
Okay.
Do we
I
recognize the
turned
captain?
I turned to Strith, and I just offer him my hand. I say, thank you, Commander. I appreciate the gesture.
It was not just a gesture, Captain. It's my job.
Well, then, I appreciate you doing your job.
Speaking of jobs, Doctor, I think I could use another one of those drinks.
No, I'll pour him a double. There you go. Looks like
Getting
you
him
need
drunk on the first day of the job.
Starting with
He
a
works
drop.
in literally 2
it.
hours.
That good thing you're the one who's responsible for sobering me up.
Hey, don't worry, I can deal with that too.
Is it a bit of a trope that we're going to have a chief engineer hooked on whiskey?
We'll just run through the transporter to clear out the alcohol. It'll be fine.
Only when violence gets involved.
All right. So with the situation diffused, I go back and finish my drink.
Alright, so you guys continue talking amongst yourselves, getting to know each other for a bit. When Captain, you get a communication come in on your comm badge. It's from I haven't worked out his name. Let's say Lieutenant Jansen. He's one of the station crew who is is working on overseeing the installation of the sensors aboard the Valkyrie.
Okay, he calls me.
Commander Dasj, Captain Akul has recently been rather difficult. I believe there was some incident aboard in the station in the bar. Was that right?
That's right, but the situation is under control. What's the status of the sensor upgrade, Lieutenant?
The sensors aboard the Valkyrie are progressing progressing well. We expect them to be done in another week, just slightly ahead of schedule. However, it seems in response, Captain O'Cool has been rather demanding in his own vessel. He is requiring, pushing us to perform some additional tasks that, quite frankly, sir, that we weren't expecting to be needed to perform.
So how does that affect our timeline?
It may definitely impact it negatively, sir, as work teams are being reallocated. But perhaps, sir, if we could make use of some of your crew, maybe we would be able to have the manpower to perform these extra tasks and get work done on time.
I have a good person in mind. Commander Mzaka, could you join me, please?
Yes, sir. What seems to be the issue?
I have a lieutenant on comms here that insists he could make use of your skills. Do you think you can give him a hand?
Sure thing. Unfortunately, I still am not aware of who my staff is. Is there any chance that I could get some of those personnel as well, just in case that it turns out to be too much for one man?
Of course, Commander. You as of right now, you have full authority over the Valkyrie's engineering staff. Please make use of them.
Thank you.
Yeah, Lieutenant Commander Rogueson also jumps up and well, not jumps up, but suggests that she might be able to assist as well, given her engineering experience.
Sure. I say by all means.
And I would certainly appreciate the assistance, Commander. If you don't mind.
All right.
Well, then I think we're wrapping up, so might as well get to it.
All right. So the Commander Lieutenant Jansen gives you guys a list of 3 different tasks that needs to be done. There's something going on with the replicators aboard the RKS Hammer, and they've requested you to deal with that. There's also an issue with one of the cargo lifts to carry goods around. It just makes slowing things down to make things slower than they'd like to go for the IKS Hammer, and there's actually some power energy fluctuations within the station itself that would normally be dealt with, but with all the station's crew otherwise currently occupied now, they'd like your assistance with that as well.
Okay. So I'm going to take care of the I'm going to inspect the power fluctuations on the station itself. And then I'm going to split up my my engineering teams, not security teams.
You need a security team with your engineering team, probably.
They may need it, yeah. That's why I'm not going to the Klingon ships.
Maybe we need security teams to escort our guys.
I wouldn't say so at this time. We don't want to provoke the Klingons. For now, I'm going to split my engineering teams into 2 groups. One's going to take care of the replicators. One's going to take care of the lift situations. And then I'm going to inspect the power fluctuation issue.
Okay.
What about Jansen?
So where do you want the Lieutenant Commander Rogueson to assist? lead.
I would like Rogueson to assist me personally. There's something hearing about power fluctuations on the station, considering the event, sounds kind of fishy to me. Lieutenant Commander, considering the situation, I think we should probably inspect the station specifically. I believe our teams can handle these relatively minor issues aboard the ships.
You are the chief engineering officer, Lieutenant Commander. Let's get to it.
Okay.
Pulling rank. Just got promoted and pulling rank.
He's had some, liquid courage right now.
Yeah, that's right. Only pulls rank when he's had a few shots.
And I'm scared of the Klingons.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be anywhere near Klingons right now, particularly if they're in a bad mood. But not only that, but just from his own training, minor issues, but there's a power fluctuation on the starbase. He would personally take care of that issue, even if that wasn't the case. So I guess we go to the stations, whatever their equivalent of like main engineering is. And,
okay, so so this is just in a hallway. There's some stuff with some EPS conduits. So let me just switch maps to a hallway map. And
Nice hallways there.
yes, once again, thank you for the for most of these I've been actually using screenshots from the bridge, my ship's bridge. But
next time, ask for my Voyager interior.
well, this isn't
right?
Intrepid, so it would be different. And anyway, this is a station, so it would be more generic Starfleet anyway.
Yeah.
This will be a extended task to try and solve the problem. To try and diagnose it, I would like an insight engineering from you to be assisted by Iris.
Right.
So she will...
insight plus.
Yep. So
Insight
that'll
plus
be
engineering.
insight plus engineering. So just click on insight. It's a standard task. So the difficulty. I'm gonna make the difficulty 2 for this. And remember, you still have 2 momentum.
Okay. So,
that momentum.
yeah, I'm going to. So, just 2d20?
Just 2d20, unless you want to use a momentum. Lieutenant Commander
I think I will
Rogueson-
use one.
Yeah, Lieutenant Commander Rogueson has power systems focus, so her assist will be having involve that.
Actually, I will take back that momentum. Instead, I actually have EPS systems as well as one of my focuses.
Alright, so task difficulty of 2, insight. Hang on, what did I? I have no idea what I did just then. So,
Uh-oh.
but that's right. Engineering insight, 1d20 with an applicable focus. What does that come out with? Or she didn't help you much.
You got a crit though. I think. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I
that's-
got-
Oh, 2 crits.
oh, you got 2 crits. Ooh.
So
I'll
alright.
snap.
so
Diagnose the shit out of that power conduit.
okay, so that's 4 successes all up with 2 momentum. So how we haven't gone through combat, but almost have. But extended tasks work in a very similar way. You basically do damage to the task, and task has health. So this task has 12 health and requires what's called 3 I'm not sure what it's called now, but breakthroughs. Basically, 3 injuries to the task, which are done when you do 5 or more damage to it. So,
Okay.
the amount of damage you do is determined by 2 plus the discipline you use. So in this case, 2 plus engineering, which I believe
So,
you use
7.
7. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So 7 total.
yeah. So to roll, I will roll it for now, but slash roll 7 teeth. That's 7 times on a table, and the is called challenge dice. So so basically, if you just copy it exactly with the squared brackets as you see it there, you can see the damage on that. But you need to slash roll first for it.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Sorry. Oops. And now it's like, nope, I'm not letting you do that. It's that / right?
It is, yes, usually the one with the question mark.
Yeah.
Or is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's giving me unrecognized command.
Okay, use the other one then. Maybe I'm
There we go.
no.
Go, maybe?
Oh,
Nope.
no.
Nope.
Close.
No.
No, slash roll. So you need to do the, like,
Okay. Oops.
put that before it.
So,
Slash roll or slash.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you
got it.
There we
Oh,
go.
there we
Yay.
Alright.
Same result.
Facts.
So, for damage, what talents do you have?
My talents are keen hearing, I know my ship, in the nick of time, testing a theory, and then
Okay,
my
so
personal effects.
what's nick of time? There's something with effects on that one.
Let me go double check really quick. Let's just keep. It's very hard for me to do this with.
Yeah, so Lieutenant Rogueson has it as well, so I've got it up here. Whenever you succeed at an engineering or science task as part of an extended task, you store 1 additional work, which is basically the damage for every effect rolled. So,
Ooh.
so you've got an additional 2 effect on that, which means that's boosted up to 6.
Yeah.
So you've done 6 damage, and that's enough to get one quote-unquote injury or breakthrough on it. So now 2 left to
Yeah.
go.
All right.
So you've worked out what it is. It basically it's just some components haven't been replaced as much as as recently as they should. They've sort of gone a bit too worn and disrupting. There's a bit of as a result. There's some magnetic fluctuations happening for the EPS conduits. So
No foul play.
so
Maybe not
next-
foul play. But from my perspective, would that be unusual for a starbase, particularly a relatively new one?
You would. It is unusual, but it may just be that part
Okay.
that just wasn't picked up.
Or a substandard part.
Yeah, that's substandard. You know, something that wasn't really manufactured properly.
They got
Dang,
it from a
Bajoran
Ferengi.
replicators.
I was going to say
Sorry?
they got it from the closest Ferengi.
So what was that, Mzaka?
It's like, dang Bajoran replicators. Okay, I just kind of note that kind of unusual, but if I don't see anything right away, I'm just going to be like, I'll just keep working on my task for now.
I will. You can spend what's called an obtain information spend. which is use one of the momentum in the roll to learn more about it. So if in this case you would say, is this, was this sabotage or was this, yeah, so you're down to 1, I believe.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
So 1 momentum, right?
1. So you should be at 2 momentum, I believe, all up.
Well, no, because I didn't use it the last time. So, because I had EPS systems instead.
Yeah. So there was the 1 that we didn't use, plus you got 2 from this one.
And then
so
we had. All right, and then we lost 1 because we were scene change.
Yeah. No, so technically this isn't the scene change. Just using the 1 for the information spend. So after the information spend, there's 2, and no, it just looks like the item wasn't properly manufactured. There doesn't seem to be any sign of malicious damage to it.
Did it say where it was manufactured? Was it like manufactured on the station or elsewhere?
There is, I'm going to say there is some, like a part number, but there isn't actually any indications directly on the part.
Okay.
So you could definitely look it up if you wanted to, but there is no obvious answer to that.
Yeah.
Immediate.
Can I spend another momentum to look that up?
Well, that would be a different check later on because you're not.
Okay.
You don't really have access to the records.
Okay.
To do that now. So now that you've identified, we can change it to a. I'm going to do control engineering to try and safely remove the part, remove the to safely basically get the safety systems on so you can remove the part and replace it.
Okay, what's the difficulty on it?
So this one will be 3. It's still, the difficulty doesn't change. So
okay,
it'll be
so
as same as last. It was actually 2 from last time, but
it was 2.
Yeah.
So it's 2 then.
The difficulty will be 2. Sorry. Yes.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Engineering.
So the difficulty stays the same throughout a whole extended task.
Originally in the first rules, each breakthrough made it difficult, but also if the same person's doing the task, then it also so increased difficulty as well. So
EPS systems would still give me an extra dice here.
EPS systems will still be giving you not an extra dice, but it will be giving you focus, so expanding your crit range.
Okay.
So I will get Commander Roxon to do this as well. See, the control, as I said.
And 2 successes from me.
Yep, and she will give you whatever that says. 1 success.
1 more.
So you got one more momentum. Can you do the same challenge die?
Challenge die?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So if you want to, you can spend a momentum to re-roll as many of the challenge dice you want, or you could accept that as it is. You have so you've done 6 damage. You will you've got 6 damage left, and this with the nick of time will be 6 damage. So you don't really need it, I guess, but if you want,
I don't need it.
So when the health bar runs out, you get a bonus breakthroughs. So you got one breakthrough for having more than 5, and another breakthrough for completely damaging the task. So you're able to pretty quickly shut down the reactors and shut down the conduit and get a replacement part and pretty much repair it and get started pretty quickly. Can I get you to do another insight engineering just as an extra thing, just to for you?
Okay, what's the difficulty on this one?
This
2
will
again?
This will be 1 because.
Okay. And applicable.
Yep, still you got your focus.
Okay. Looks like I got 3 successes because I crit.
Yep, 3 successes.
Are you diagnosing again? Are you just like awesome at diagnosing engineering problems?
Yeah. So as you can tell, this having a look, scanning at it, and examining the magnetic flux and all that kind of stuff that engineers do, it seems to the new part seems to fix the problem.
Okay.
You don't think that there will be a recurrence.
Okay. I'm gonna check in on my my teams on the other projects.
Okay. Yep. Where do you want to go first?
I'm gonna check with my comm badge. So I'm just gonna.
Oh, okay. Yep.
do
you call in on the cargo lift, the team on the cargo lift. They're reporting that there was just minor problem with the graviton generator, which keeps it afloat. They've managed to fix that, and the replicators on the Klingon vessel actually are a bit more problems. They're having trouble working with the Klingon systems, being unfamiliar with them.
Okay, so I tell the team in the cargo bay with the graviton lift to tell them to make a note in the log that we found that the part we found was faulty, to double check with theirs to see if it is as well, and then potentially forward it to the station's chief engineer to possibly investigate in case they're getting like a faulty supply line or something. And then I take the lieutenant commander, and then I'm gonna make my way down to the Klingon vessel. But before I do that, I contact. I'm gonna contact Strith. Lieutenant Commander Mazaka to Commander Strith.
Yes, Commander.
So we've managed to solve the engineering problems over on the starbase. However, my team is having problems on the Klingon vessel. If you wouldn't mind, would you mind accompanying me? I hope you don't mind, but with the encounter we had in the lounge, I wouldn't mind having a little backup.
Understood, Commander. A wise precaution.
Hey,
I'll
so
name over immediately. Sorry.
so what are the rest
I
of us?
assume it's
doing
Dom.
now?
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it's
like,
time for
were
the
we
other guys
still
to
in
get
the room,
something
kind of hanging out?
Well, yeah. Well, what you guys don't really have any particular tasks that are called in. So if you want to, you've got quarters on the station. You've got bars, or you've got areas that you can look out. You can maybe there's other things on the station that need assisting with.
I was gonna say, Dr. Jansen probably want to join onto the Klingon ship because he hasn't been.
More the merrier. Could use someone in case we get beaten up.
Just stalk the rest of the senior staff. You should do it.
Can have all of us. I'll bring a bottle of whiskey with me. See if any of the Klingons will like it.
Bring some blood wine as backup.
I'll see if they'll trade. But yeah, I'll join them on the Klingon ship.
All right, so you get on to Lieutenant Jansen, who passes you on to the engineering person in charge of that. Sorry, I had a mental blank. But anyway, you get onto the team. You organize, you negotiate with the Klingons, and you get aboard, and you're ready to see what the problem is with your engineering team.
Hope you guys don't run into the same two guys. That'd be awkward.
Yeah,
I'm not there.
So I mean, there are a lot of Klingons aboard the station, but none that you actually immediately recognize. These all seem to be fairly low-level Klingon warriors, whereas the others were basically were a bit higher ranking. These weren't the plebs, the ensigns doing all the work.
Vex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I guess I'm gonna find the engineer who was in charge of this team and ask to look at like what their preliminary results were coming back as.
Okay, as from what their initial diagnostics say, there doesn't seem to be a problem, but yeah, there doesn't really seem to be a problem, and they're not working out why they can't find a problem, since
Okay. I'm gonna try and do my own diagnostics now, just in case they missed something.
Alright, for this one, I was using insight because you were familiar with the Akira, whereas this is more, what do you know about knowledge about Klingon ships? So can you do a reason engineering for these diagnostics?
Okay, difficulty?
Difficulty 2.
Yeah. You have to give me that because that's before I can actually click my discipline. Okay,
Can I offer my bottle of whiskey to Klingon to help us?
And
Alright, so do you want to do that? If you want to do that, I could get you to do like a presence. I could see it as a command or medicine, seeing as your brother.
Well, I'll ask Mazaka. Maybe I can get one of these guys to give you a hand.
that would be greatly helpful. By the way, I also have transporters and replicators as another focus.
Yep.
So,
okay, so what do you want me to do again? Baz, sorry.
So you would be a presence. I'm debating whether medicine or command, so I will leave you to choose between those two.
I'm gonna pick the biggest one.
So I get
what's
2
the
successes.
Yep.
Sorry, what difficulty for me?
I'm going to say this as an assist. So you are convincing a Klingon more familiar with your systems to help Mzaka. So it's just say 0 difficulty and roll 1
and then
dice.
1 dice, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You got 1.
All right. So you're getting another momentum, which makes it 3, I believe, and saved up. 3 saved up, and yeah, the Klingon happily helps you. From putting both of your heads together, yeah, there isn't anything wrong. legitimately, as you go, there's just nothing wrong with the replication of anything. Can you describe some of the things you might replicate to test it out for me? You do some replications just to verify this, but
Oh man, what do the Klingons have for their replicators?
apparently we've lost connection, so from Zaka for a bit. So I'm just going to say that once he's done the diagnostics, we should really wait for him to come back. But
I'm sorta back.
Hey, welcome back.
Sorry, my Wi-Fi is giving me problems tonight.
Yeah,
The chief engineer kind of phased out for a minute there, but
He passed out from the whiskey, I think.
No, his mind went blank trying to read Klingon.
Yeah, so even with your problems with Klingon, you find absolutely no problem with the replication of the system. You try replicating Ractogeno, a few other things, and they all seem to be replicating as you would expect, according to whatever default settings that would be there.
Okay. I'm gonna contact Lieutenant Johnson then. Lieutenant Johnson, this is Lieutenant Commander Mazaka.
Nice to hear you, Lieutenant Commander. How are you going on the tasks?
Well, sir, Lieutenant, I have to tell you, I've completed the tasks on the starbase, but the replicators on the Klingon ship seem to be working just fine. There's no issues with them at all.
Alright, give me a moment. I'll get on to Captain O'Cool and see what he was trying to replicate. Maybe they've got some of the default settings off or something. I don't know. These Klingons.
Much appreciated.
Mazaka
Mazaka out.
Thank you, Lieutenant Commander. And yep, they break off.
So I tap my combat again. Mazaka to Commander Kylas.
Where am I? I guess it doesn't matter. Tap my badge, say, Kylas here.
Commander, so we've been investigating those problems around the starbase and on the Klingon vessel. The starbase problems were relatively easily solved. However, the Klingon ship's issues, there are no issues. They reported a replicator failure, and there's nothing wrong with the replication system.
I see. Well, honestly, Commander, I'd rather have you assisting the sensor installation teams if Lieutenant Johnson has no further work for you. So please check with the lieutenant, and if not, report back to the Akira to help with those installations.
We just checked in with Lieutenant Johnson, and before we do that, he wants us to take one last chance check just to make sure that their default settings aren't, well, off. Once that is complete, we will move over immediately to the Valkyrie.
Excellent. Sounds good. Good luck.
Thank you, Commander. Mazaka out.
All right.
All right. Can I, if you're going to do that default settings check, can I get a difficulty 2, reason, and engineering with a replicator focus?
Okay. I have 1 success. So.
Lieutenant Rogueson would assist as well, but she doesn't have a focus, so just give me a second to get that. She will do an insight engineering. With a 1. She does not have a focus. There we go. What did the roll say? Oh,
1 success.
Yeah, it's the Rectagino was just not set to the right temperature. It was a bit too cold. And
Wow.
This was a fantastic waste of our time. I reconfigure it to the right temperature, or what I think is the right temperature in Klingon.
I feel like during all this time, the Valkyrie could literally be in space by now. We could literally be
So
flying
I
into these
finally
fans.
Left us behind.
Yeah.
I will finally have a job.
So
One
I'm
minute.
done. So I tap my combat. Misaka to Lieutenant Johnson.
Lieutenant Johnson here.
Johnson, the entire issue they had was that the captain's Rectagino was too cold.
I figured it might have been something like that. Thank you, Lieutenant Commander. At least to get the captain off my back.
You're welcome. If you don't mind, I would like to have all of the engineering teams return to the Valkyrie, and we should begin finalizing our sensor installation.
Well, that's perfectly okay with me. I'll see you soon, Lieutenant Commander.
Misaka out. Misaka to Commander Kylas.
Kylas here.
I want to let you know that we're done on the Klingon vessel. We're returning to the Valkyrie now. If you would like to come on board, I think it would be nice to have the entire senior staff work together to board our new ship.
Hopefully I'm already there. I say, you all are welcome to join me on the bridge at your convenience.
We'll see you soon, Commander. Misaka out.
All right.
Alright, let's get the hell out of here.
Are we doing montage for our sensor installation?
Yeah, montage. It's like a not so much of montage, but like sped up footage of people running around the bridge and in engineering, putting stuff in and doing all the kind of things that you'd expect when installing new sensors. And in the week, it looks like that actually a bit earlier, in just 5 days, the USS Valkyrie sensors have been done. Just the next day after that, the IKS Mufwe is done as well. And it's at this point where Captain, you finally receive your first mission as Captain.
Before we do,
Yep.
before we do that, can I make a roll to see if I find any inefficiencies that may have been missed by the original design crew of the sensor array?
I'm trying to work out if it's insight or reason. I'm gonna do reason.
Okay.
Yeah. So this will be difficulty 3.
Okay. Engineering. Would computers and AI research apply for this?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
How about ship design and innovation?
I don't know about that one. Maybe. No, because this
Well,
is specifically sensors, which is different.
Okay, is anyone... And I'm gonna spend a momentum on this.
Diagnose those problems. We believe in you.
You know it. Hey, I'm not...
I expect great things out of this roll.
I want those
3
sensors
successes.
3
Oh my god.
successes.
Look at that
there you go.
diagnostics. Holy god.
You don't spend 5 years of Utopia Planitia on experimental ship design without coming out top of your class.
Okay, there seems to be some sort of power fluctuations in the thing. Your engineering team believes that there's some minor... The power fluctuations are temporary because of all the new systems that... Basically, the whole system needs to get driven in, kind of, like, get worn in. So there's... There are some issues there with that.
Okay. So I assume we solved them.
Well, I mean, they as with the, if they are what they think they are, then the only thing to do is just let the system reacclimatize to its new configuration.
Okay. I'm done. Let other people have shit to do.
Diagnostics complete.
Alright, so now that everything's done, you get your orders. Your first task isn't so much an exploration task, it's to escort a freighter convoy to a scientific research station. There was a mention of to Array
Station
3-5.
Inside the Expanse?
Inside the Expanse. Deep within the Expanse. It's a joint Federation Klingon research post.
Okay, how do we get the orders? Did like all the senior staff get it, or just me, or what?
Well, I mean, they would have come to you, and you would have briefed them. I presume you would have briefed them all.
Okay. Shall we say that happened, or?
If you want to roleplay it out, go for it. If you want to just jump
Let's.
ahead.
I feel like we should launch the ship first. Does that sound good to everyone?
Yeah.
Why am I asking him, the captain? Let's launch the ship.
All right. All right, I'm going on the bridge, even though I'm not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
All right. All senior staff report to the bridge for the ship launch. Lieutenant
yes, Captain, on my
Schraller,
way.
please report to the con.
I take my place at the con.
Oh,
Alright.
alright. I probably shouldn't, but just for laughs, I'm gonna give this a difficulty 1 task to just in case. I mean, you're not.
Oh wait,
probably
wait! Hang on. So before we even launch, I say I wait for everyone to get on the bridge, and I do the Picard to Riker thing. So I say, Lieutenant Charlenier, please take us out on impulse power, not thrusters.
Okay, so on impulse, this will be a difficulty 2 task then.
What
I
attribute?
find something to hold on to.
Control con.
I just sit down very confidently in my command chair and just wait.
Are you sure this is wise, Captain?
I just kind of wave him and say, he knows what he's doing.
I lean over the railing. You all aware that regulations specify that the thrusters only in space dock.
Precision
That's noted,
flying
Commander,
is my
thank you.
Precision flying is my middle name. Would give me a focus.
So
I
is
did.
that a value? That would be a value. The focus is specifically under focuses. So your focuses. Oh yeah, sorry.
Precision flying is my middle name.
So that would just be precision flying. But yeah, I'll give you the focus for this.
Mazaka goes over to the operations station, pushes the operations guy out of the way. He's gonna assist by assisting with controlling the engines.
No need, Commander. I haven't put a dent in anything. I live 2d20.
I think if anything, I could help with the direct action, which makes me assist him. I can do that once per scene. So if we need that, I could do that. But please, Lieutenant, take us out.
All right. So I mean, unless you're doing, are you accepting any assists? So your character
Sounds like he's being cocky and doesn't want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Don't do a galaxy quest. This would be really awkward.
or Star Trek 2009.
Oh yeah.
And
awkward.
It doesn't help that this ship has enhanced RCS thrusters, so like he presses left, it goes like twice as fast as he's expecting. Oh!
Yeah. So unless you're using momentum, it's two d20s.
You should burn momentum if you want.
Oh,
snap!
left.
And a crit.
Who needs momentum?
Not us. Pilot.
Okay, so yeah, you definitely move out of after doing all the standard retracting and releasing docking beams and docking clamps and all that kind of stuff. You gracefully zoom, because you know you're at impulse out of your docking position with the station. The convoy hasn't quite yet arrived, but they're scheduled very soon, and just shortly after you leave, the IKS Mufwe leaves as well. They're going on that mission with you as well. So
Lovely.
both ships are going to be escorting the convoy to Array 3-5.
Okay. I guess should we hold a briefing? I mean, I'm the captain. Senior. I don't even really acknowledge the excellent piloting. I just stand up very calmly and say, "Senior staff, you'll please join me in the briefing room. We have a mission to discuss."
All right.
So-
I go to the briefing
man.
room.
Okay.
Yeah, you're all in there.
Sweet. So I like visual aids. So if I can pull up on the board any kind of tactical or sensor readouts or of what the convoy is supposed to be, and I say, well, gentlemen and lady, this is our first mission, convoy escort duty. We are due to escort these ships along with the Klingon vessel to a joint Federation Klingon research facility deep in the Expanse. It may not sound like much, but we should be prepared for any eventualities. Do we have any recommendations for precautions we should take?
Well, make sure those Klingons have warm coffee for one.
Noted, Commander. Thank you.
It
Any
seemed
other
like
recommendations?
it seemed like some of the senior. I can't talk. It seemed like some of the high up Klingon officers were spoiling for a fight, so we may want to keep a close eye on them.
Noted. We did almost have that run-in with them at the bar. Lieutenant Schralnier, do you see any problems either maneuvering with the convoy or matching speed with the other Klingon escort ships? Escort ship, I should say.
Nothing we will have any problems with once I get fully accustomed to this ship.
Just so you guys know, the Shackleton Expanse, the reason why you have the sensor improvements is that there are what's called electromagnetic eddies, which are sort of like invisible tornadoes in space that do a whole lot of mucking around with movement and sensors and transporting and flying. So they are going to be doing anything regarding pretty much sensors reading and all that is going to be much more difficult than you would normally expect in normal circumstances.
That's a good point, actually. So I kind of, modify the display to kind of show our whole convoy routes, and I ask Commander Rogues, and I say, Lieutenant Commander, do you foresee any specifically unusual encounters with these eddies on our routes to the science station?
The eddies are known to move around, so there are no maps. We could encounter an eddy at any time, and it could mess up everything. Could mess up nothing. There are no guarantees in space.
I see. Well, better keep some continuous sensor scans, just to give us some kind of warning if we can manage it. Was there any other opinions before we continue with the mission? Very well. Dismissed.
All right, so
head back to the bridge.
Yeah, the freight crew, the freighters, there's 6 of them, warp in. You get to see, you've got them on your map. I'm just about to show them to the recording here. So there's 6 freighters warp in. The IKS Mupwe takes up a vanguard position at the front, and your position is up the back as a rear guard. So you're all ready to go to warp. It's it's all meant to be following the Mupwi as the vanguard. They're the ones that are actually sort of leading. They're the ones leading the way. So they're the ones who are responsible for starting off the journey.
All right, Lieutenant Trellner, please match us course and speed with the ships as they depart.
Aye, Captain.
Okay, so communications go back and forth between all the freighters and the Mupwi and you, and soon enough everyone else is ready, and the Mupwi goes into warp. That's the start of another scene. So everyone should drop out. Drop one of the momentum.
Yes, lose the momentum. What do we have now?
I think it's
1.
Or 1. Okay. Let's do this thing. Let's go escort ships that need us.
All right. So
Sure they need us.
this you start the base is deep inside, so this is going to be a long journey. The movie starts and you can all see each other and warp, but it's going to take a number of days just to get to the destination. Even at I think you're at going pretty about 9 warp 9.
Wow, we're gonna rush.
well, I mean,
Do they need these
Pretty
supplies?
high-tech freighters.
oh,
Yeah,
well, sorry, yeah,
that's a
they
little-
wouldn't be. Let's downgrade it to 6. That would be much more reasonable.
Okay.
Yeah.
These are awesome freighters. I want one.
Yeah. Even Warp 6 is pretty good for a freighter.
Yeah. So,
Can we borrow their engine?
Calling this design shoddy.
okay, can I get another control check? Difficulty 3.
Ooh,
Difficulty
No, use the
3.
momentum.
what's going on?
Is the difficulty increased because of the environment?
Yes.
Then, using my talent, push the limit, I can decrease that difficulty by 1.
Oh damn!
All right, so
Pilot's
it's a
still good.
difficulty 2.
Two D20.
And you got 3 successes all up then. Or is that no? That's from your previous.
That's his
roll.
previous roll.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Commander Strith has just asked a question in the OC.
Oh,
The focuses are in your character sheet under the focuses section. And
No, I meant
they-
what they do.
Yeah, and they basically increase the crit range, dependent on your discipline. So, for example, let's go back to
I had tons of crits, so use mine.
Yeah, to Mzaka's second roll, diagnosing the EPS conduit. You see the green 2, how one's a 13 and one's a 5? The 5 is green and a crit because his focus applied and his engineering is 5. So
I meant where do we find out what a specific focus does though?
Oh, they all. It's basically my judgment as DM whether a focus applies or not to any specific task.
It's like general training.
Yeah,
My apologies.
it's like areas where your character excels in. So, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
makes it easier to
do
crit
it.
if it applies. Yeah.
So I just rolled and got 0 successes.
Oh no!
Okay.
Oh god.
Whew.
You're doing so well. What happened?
I know.
Good thing we have a ship full of fighter pilots
Okay,
around here.
so the ship is going to take a bit of damage. So
Are we still on the bridge at this time, or does this happen pretty immediately?
No, I mean this is a couple of hours into the journey, because
So I'm down in engineering.
Okay. Are the rest of us kind of still?
I'm going
bridge?
too.
Okay. Go to your
Um,
whatever non-bridge job you have.
Okay, so this is the ship gets shaken up a bit. It's not too bad, but pretty much the entire ship just slightly rocks. You can
Can I use a check because I have work field dynamics as a focus? Can I find a way to like stabilize the work field to smooth out the ride?
We don't know what caused it yet, do we?
Well,
Where's the
my
work come from?
So it like the as this all happens, basically the eddy pretty much comes out of nowhere, and strikes. Your sensors scanning, but it's really hard to get a pin on, and this one just basically comes out of nowhere, and you can't. There was very little do to react it. As far as if you want to be able to change the warp field,
well, at least stabilize it. That's all Mazaka's going to care about down in engineering.
yeah.
right now.
It was only The warp field remains up. It was affected, but only temporarily.
Okay.
There are no lasting effects from accounting the eddy. So can I?
Injuries?
No, it's just 2 damage to the ship. So you've lost 2 shields.
Were our
but-
shields even up?
That is a good question. Would your shields be up?
I'd probably call for yellow alert after this hit, though. So
Yeah.
raise
So,
shields now.
okay, so you have shields now, but that's going to be a ship injury. So there's going to be a breach.
Way to go, Captain.
We also have a blade of armor, so we take 2. We have 2 damage resistance. as well.
2 damage resistance. So fortunately, then you don't take any damage at all.
Oh, sweet.
Because that only applies after damage resistance comes in, even if shields are down.
Well, it seems, Captain, that our ablative armor prevented a hull breach, but it still might be wise to keep the shields up while at warp.
Agreed. Let's maintain yellow alert. Helm, are we still with the rest of the convoy? Baz might have to tell.
Yes.
Yes, you are. The warp field was disrupted, but it didn't actually slow you down. Just, yeah.
Got it. Maxo, maybe you can double check with the rest of the ships in the convoy and ensure they don't have any damage, and advise them to raise shields for the rest of this convoy, or rest of this journey.
Yes, Captain.
Was there any?
Go ahead.
Was there any electrical damage to like the EPS systems from being hit with an electrical eddy?
You do get reports that there's some lights flickering down in deck, down in the shuttle, in the main shuttle bay, but
Okay.
they're stabilized for now.
During all of that, I was in contact with the freighters and the Klingon ship, and they have all reported no damage, and they have all raised their shields.
Okay. They also report that that they haven't received any damage, but they're also getting things like lighting going down and things sparking.
Oh no, their surge protectors need replacing.
Yeah, so there's things are
Captain, they
affecting-
report no hull damage, but they are having some minor electrical issues. Perhaps our chief engineer could... Yeah, I don't know.
I kind of just... Okay. I just kind of like to be, all right look. And I say, well, science officer, Commander Rogeson, do we see any other obvious eddies or anything that should bring us off course, or shall we continue on our current course?
Let's get her to do another scan. This will be a
Scanning.
difficulty 3 scan.
Electricity.
This will be a reason science and assisted by the ship.
Yeah.
Don't forget. Yeah, don't forget we have event sensor suites.
That's right. Use those fancy sensors.
Okay, so that'll be. I'm taking the original -1 into account, but for this one I'll be. Need to check something. So there's 1, 2, 3. Sorry, overriding that.
I
Okay.
use my Betazoid sense to see if Commander Strith is feeling okay with this. What is Commander Strith thinking right now?
Okay, so it is
Wondering
reduced
if I need
down to
sleep.
2. Okay, so it's reduced to 2, not 3, as this says. So there is a success. There are a lot of eddies around, but none that directly appear directly to be in our way at this moment.
All right, let's continue on course.
Okay, and I will get her to do another. Unless you guys got something else you want to do in the meantime.
Masaka hails the bridge. Masaka to come to the bridge.
This is the bridge. Go ahead.
Wanted to let you know that we only took minor damage from that encounter. Just a little bit of electricity issues. Luckily, our blade of armor holds. How's the rest of the convoy doing?
Commander Strith.
They are having some minor electrical issues as well, but no hull damage.
Understood. Lieutenant Commander Rogueson, how is the electrical interference from the eddies affecting our transporters?
Yeah, so the eddies are definitely interfere with the transporters as well. So it'll be a more difficult task to transport anywhere within the expanse at the moment. Anyway.
Commander, for the moment, I would recommend that we maybe drop from warp and send over engineering crews by shuttles, just to make sure that the convoys aren't suffering any significant damage. Their ships are far more fragile than ours, and I would hate for one of them to be completely destroyed because we didn't take time to take necessary repairs.
Do we know if they have their own engineering teams?
They've got I wouldn't say engineering teams, but they do have.
They have people that do it.
They have people that look after the engineering aboard their ships, definitely.
I don't think that's necessary. I appreciate the suggestion, though, Lieutenant Commander, but I think we're okay to proceed as planned for now.
Understood. Just to be on the safe side, I will keep one of my engineering teams on standby should an emergency arise.
That's a good idea. Why don't we prep some shuttles for launch just in case?
Understood. I'll head up to the hangar deck and prepare them myself. Masaka out.
All right.
All right.
And on we go.
Yeah, a couple hours later, I'm going to do another sensor scan. Because sensor scan is what this character does for Rogueson. Difficulty 2.
You scanning for life forms?
No.
Data style?
Scanning for
Scanning
Sompek lightning.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not a crit?
Nope.
No
Oh.
focus.
No focus.
No focus. There's your problem.
Yeah.
Hey, you hired her.
There's my... Damn it. I mean, I've made a great decision.
Maybe the data analysis would work. Because I just double checked. That would probably be more. Yeah. So I'm gonna say data analysis doesn't work on this particular one.
Let's do enough. Oh, go ahead.
So after the first incident, would it be okay if Masaka wrote a subroutine to help assist, help automate the scanning, so that Commander Rogueson can have a little more time to actually analyze it versus having to do the scanning and then kind of roll it and then not be maybe caught with too little time?
Yeah, she actually welcomes welcomes that assistance. So I'm going to get you to do. Let's make it a difficulty 2 task.
Okay.
Reason engineering.
Okay.
Your focus would apply.
Yeah, so that would be computers and AI research. And then would my talent of... So, hang on one second, I'm going to check my talents really quick here. Make sure I do this right. I love how this is not... Okay, that applies there. So, it's just 2d20. Yes, I have an applicable focus. And I have 1 success and a crit failure.
Crit failure.
Oh no!
Oh, our first crit failure.
You're gonna actually make the scanning a bit more difficult from now on.
Oh,
Your,
What have you done?
as you try and write this program, there's some weird occurrence where there's just like something. The computer just slows down for like no reason. There's something going on, and that disrupts the compilation of the program, and actually starts create like does these small mini starts but then stops the scan immediately, so there's no real data, but it does type the system, making it more difficult for the
Control Alt Delete.
Yeah.
You wrote some buggy code. Did you send this to QA? I don't think QA approved this. Anyway, do we know what the problem is, or does Mzaka know, or does it just seem like
yeah? Can I run a diagnostic on that compiler? Sounds like that shouldn't be happening.
You
even know?
You can do a scan.
Okay, because I know my ship and I'm a computers expert.
you can do your diagnostics.
Okay, so what role would that be?
I'm gonna make it reason engineering.
Okay, difficulty?
This will be 2.
2. And then I'm actually gonna get a bonus d20 because I know my ship.
That's a talent. Pardon me.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. And yes, I have a applicable focus. And I get 2 successes plus the crit.
That's 2 successes and an additional one, but yeah. So, as far as you're aware, there shouldn't have been any reason why that occurred. I mean, there's what they told you before with the issues about the whole system needing to, burn itself in, but there's something about that doesn't sit right with you. You don't particularly have an answer, but you know that something just isn't right, but you're not sure why.
Anything we can do about it right now?
Yeah, this sounds like this is going to become an extended task, isn't it?
Well, at the moment, at the moment it isn't, but it could be.
Okay. Well, for the moment, I'm gonna Lieutenant Commander Mazaka to bridge.
This is the bridge. Go ahead.
Wanted to let you know, we just had a compiler error in the main computer core, and unfortunately, our sensors have just malfunctioned.
Oh dear. What's your ETA on repairs?
At this time, I'm not even sure what's going wrong with them. I'm still checking the power issues we had on Facebook, but I don't believe that they would be responsible for this kind of error. I want to let you know that, however, it will affect your ability to scan for the electrical eddies. If I may make a suggestion, you may want to reduce speed and notify the convoy.
Commander Strith, your opinion? If he's maybe AFK.
Keep on sleeping.
Sorry,
Mr.
my
Vulcan.
headset is messing up.
Oh no.
I'm only hearing like part of the conversation. My apologies, guys.
Commander Zaka suggests reducing speed to compensate for a sensor malfunction.
I definitely agree. It seems like the best course of action right now.
Very well. But Commander Zaka, I don't appreciate you breaking my ship on the first day out of dock. Please get this problem resolved.
Yes, sir. Look out.
Commander Strith, if you could coordinate with the convoy to compensate for that, and please leave our reasoning slightly vague. I don't want to exacerbate anything with the Klingons.
So, as you're in the middle of that statement, there's an alarm that appears on the sensor. Even with the damage, there is a clear detection of the explosion aboard the IKS Mopli.
Does it drop out of warp or does it keep going?
Yeah, it drops out of warp.
Was it directly on the same plane as us?
Oh shit. Lieutenant Trollin here. Make sure we don't hit that, please.
So it's an explosion on board. It's not like a warp core or anything. It's just an
Okay.
explosion.
He's
but
still gonna break it out of warp,
the
right?
Mopli is quite damaged.
Okay.
I think that's 2 hours. So that's probably a good point to leave it for tonight.
All right. Good work, everybody. That was good.
That'll be a good place to pick up next time.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sorry about that, guys.
That's fine.
Okay.
I think we're all
Fix it
having
in post. I like the busting out the full impulse out of space dock. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I love how when we were in space dock, we just kept critting all those things, and we get out there in space and it goes to hell.
That's only one bad roll. That's good.
Alright, so I will stop recording now. Thank you everyone for who made it this far through the podcast. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoy. Let us know. Post this on Facebook, post comments on YouTube. Tweet me at Bazalonia, Bazalonia. Sometimes I actually get that out right without mussing up any of the letters. And I'll put if you guys want to, I'll put your Twitter handles in the comments of the YouTube video as well. But that'll be all sorted out during post. So once again, thank you. And this is Valkyrie Flight and the first flight of the USS Valkyrie.